Hello everyone, myself Priyanka Kulkarni, and today we'll see about the phylogeny methods and its applications. So, the first question is, what is this phylogeny? Phylogeny, it is nothing but a tree which estimates the historical connection between the species that they carry or between the gene that they carry. So, this phylogenetic tree, where this word tree come from, or when this tree word is first used, or where did this idea for the tree comes from. So in 1859 there is a one scientist known as the Charles Darwin scientist. He is the first who carried out or who credited with the earliest representation of the phylogenetic tree, which is published in his one of the book, that is the origin of the species. The name of that book is the origin of that species, and from that time up till now all the biologists still uses the tree diagram to show the evolution. Okay, so did you get the point where this word tree or phylogenetic tree comes from? Who is the first scientist? Charles Darwin, okay, who represent the phylogenetic tree in his first book, that or in his book, that is the origin of species. There are many kinds of the definition of this phylogenetic tree. One of the another definition is that it is a visual representation. Okay, what is it? It is a visual representation of relationship between the different organisms, which showing the path through the evolutionary time from the common ancestor to the different descendant. This is the another type of the definition. So there are many definitions of this phylogenetic tree is available. Yes, so here you can see a big type of the we can call it as a phylogenetic tree. Okay, so this phylogenetic tree, it is based on one assumption that whatever the present day organisms that are evolved from one of their common ancestor, and this evolutionary relationship is also known as the phylogeny. Yes, the group of the present organisms which having the ancestor is known as the taxa. Okay, means what? Whatever the present day organism and the group of that organism, suppose human being, all the human being group of the organism is known as the taxa, or also known as the descendant, or OTU. OTU means what? Operational taxa unit. There are three names: descendant, taxa and operational taxa unit. So here in this tree, which are the descendant are the, suppose we'll go for the prokaryotes. From the prokaryotes there is a bacteria and archaea. In the bacteria, suppose we'll take the agrobacterium or the enterobacteria. These are what? These are the taxa. Okay, and who is the ancestor? A prokaryotes is the ancestor. Yes, molecular phylogenetic analysis. Molecular means what? Molecular, this word is actually related to the DNA, RNA and the protein sequence. So here the evolutionary relationship of the recent organism with their ancestor is found on the basis of the DNA, RNA and the protein sequences. Okay, and what to study in this? Okay, what to study? In this, the gene sequence of the particular species is studied. This tree is what? It is a mathematical structure which is used to model the actual evolutionary history of a group of sequence or an organism. Yes, in this slide you can see I mentioned the one site or one link. You can go through that link, you get the idea what about the molecular phylogenetic tree, or how this molecular phylogenetic tree look like. You can get idea from this link. You can go through the link. Here the figure or the diagram of the actual phylogenetic tree is shown. The numbering is given. You can see number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, 5. Okay, so number 1 is what? Number 1 is an ancestor. Okay, it is a branch point which represent the common ancestor of taxa A to G. Ancestor of what? Ancestor of taxa. Which taxa? A to G. What is the another name of the taxa? OTU, operational taxa unit, and descendant. Yes. So point 1 is a ancestor. Yes. Point 2. Point 2 is what? It is a branch point where the lineage is diverged. Yes, whatever the lines you can see over here now, it we can call it as a branches of our tree. Point 1 is the root of that tree and all others are the branches of the tree. And taxa is what? Taxa is what over here? It is a tip of that branches, okay, that represent the taxa. Yes. Point 5 and point 3, these are the branch point from a phylotome and unresolved pattern of the divergence. So there are many taxa are evolved over here from their one ancestor, taxa A to taxa G. We can see taxon B and taxon C, these are the sister taxons or sister taxa. Why? Because their recent ancestor is similar, or recent ancestor is very similar of the taxon B and C, so they are the sister taxon. Taxon A and D not sister taxon, okay, they are the non sister taxon because the recent ancestor is somewhat different. And then another interesting line is here, taxon G. You can see basal taxon G. After the ancestor there is a no branch point is there. Okay, so we can call this type of line or this type of branch as a outgroup. Okay. Yes, why? Because there is a no divergences occur over there, so we can call it as a outgroup. You can think that there is a no divergence means there is a no evolution is occur from the ancestor or from that time up to now. No, it is not true. Taxon G, in taxon G also the evolution is occurs. Okay, but this outgroup or taxon G, it is a less closely related to the another taxa in the tree. The evolutionary changes are exist or occurs in the taxa G, but they are not shown in this diagram. Okay, this what is the thing or what is the basis of evolution? You can heard many times in this lecture, evolution. So what is the basic thing of evolution? It is done on what basis? It is done on the natural selection theory. Okay, evolution is a natural selection theory. Yes, so outgroup, from the figure you can think that there is a no any evolution or no any changes is occur from the ancestral up to the now level, but it is not the true. In the outgroup also the changes are exist or the evolution is exist, but they are not shown in this case. Yes, we can see the few terms which are related to this phylogenetic tree, like the dendrogram, cladogram and the phylogram. What is this? Yes, these three terms are quietly very similar with each other, but very slight difference between these three terms are there. Dendrogram, it is a genetic term which is applied of the any type of the diagrammatic representation of the phylogenetic tree, means any type of the phylogenetic tree you can call it as a dendrogram. Next is the cladogram. Cladogram means what? It is phylogenetic tree in which the length of the edges do not represent the evolutionary time. These points are important. Okay, in cladogram the edges or the branches of that tree do not represent the time, and in the phylogram that branches of the tree or edges of the tree they do represent the evolutionary time. Okay, so phylogram is most important, or we can say at it shows the more character changes. Okay, so yes, we'll go for the tree 1 and the tree 2. These are the examples of the cladogram. Dendrogram means what? Any type of the phylogenetic tree, you can call it as a dendrogram. There are further two types, clado and phyllo. Clado means only topology matter, okay, and means only topology matter, branch length when not matter. And phylogram is what? Branch length, it shows the time and the quantity of the divergence. So tree 1 and tree 2, yes, you can see the length of that edges, they do not represent the any time or anything. But in case of phylogram, here we can see, yes, suppose the line or the branch of the taxon A, we can say, or we can take it as 100%, okay. So taxon A and taxon B and C, where they evolved from, what is their branching point? Suppose yes, at this branching point there is a 10%, we can compare, okay, we can basically we can compare these three lines, and we gave some altitudes, or we gave some numbers over there. That is, if you consider taxon A as 100%, then as compare with taxon A and B, the B and C, it carries 90%, and the 10% divergence. Means what is the basic conclusion over here? That taxon A is 10% different than the taxon B and C, and taxon B and C are 100% similar with each other, okay, but 10% it is different from the taxon A. Here we can see tree number 4. Taxon A, suppose we'll take as 100%. Now what is the similarity? How much percent of similarity between B and C? Between B and C, 100% similarity is there, but from taxon A and B, differences is what? 90% differences. Means taxon A is 90% different than taxon B and C. Yes, here are the few terms related to this phylogenetic tree is mentioned. I already told you that tip of the whatever the lines you can see here, we can call it as a branches, okay, branches or the lineages. Then the tip of that branches, it represent the taxa or OTU or descendant. That taxa may be anything, means any taxonomic level, like it may be order, species, or the population. Yes, nodes means what? Nodes means it is a point at which the branches are connected, okay, or the tip of the branches, both called as the nodes. Means internal node and external node, two types of the nodes are there. Means a point at which the branches are connected known as the internal node, and the tip of the branches known as the external node, okay. This node, it is just indicate the number of ancestor, they do not indicate the level of advancement. What it indicate? It only indicate the number of ancestor. And all the phylogenetic tree, you have to read it from the ancestor to the recent organisms, okay. Yes, and there is another term, clade, okay, it is also important. We'll see this term. What is this term? A grouping of ancestor and all its descendant is known as the clade. In this figure you can see whatever I have explained you. Outgroup means what, then what is root, what are the branches, internal node, external nodes, sister taxa means what. You can see all these things in the figure. I already explained you this. Yes, there are again three types, or the like clades, okay. Monophyletic group, it is also known as the clade. What I told you, what is mean by clade? A grouping of ancestor, means all the ancestor, okay, and all its descendant is known as the clade. Here I have rounded this, means their ancestor and 1 2 3 taxon, these are the clade, one clade, okay. So this is also known as monophyletic group. paraphyletic group. What is paraphyletic group? Means ancestor you have to take under consideration, but not all the descendant. Here what? Ancestor plus all the descendant. Here ancestor but not all the descendants are included. It is known as paraphyletic group. I have mentioned with this figure. Then polyphyletic group. Polyphyletic group, yes, polyphyletic group means only distinct relatives are taken, not the common ancestor. Here we don't have to consider common ancestor, and taxa is also there, but the distinct taxa, not related taxa. It is known as the polyphyletic group. This type of the tree, it is called as soft polytomy. This indicates the branching is unknown. This is a phylogenetic tree, and whatever shown in the green color, it is a root or the ancestor of that tree, and whatever the tips which are evolved from the ancestor. And as I told you that all the phylogenetic tree you have to read it from the base or from the root to the tip to determine the time of the divergence. Yes, there are different types of the methods to analysis this phylogenetic tree. Basically there are two types of the method to analyze the phylogenetic tree. The first method is the distance based method, and the second method is the character based method. Okay, we'll go one by one. The first method is what? Distance based method. In this method, the tree are calculated by similarity of sequences. Okay, how it is calculated? Tree is calculated by similarity sequences. Further, there are three types which are comes under this distance based method. These three types are UPGMA, Fitch-Margolish method, and the Nebel's joining method. UPGMA is what? It is an unweighted pair group method using the arithmetic averages. This is the full form. Then it is simplest method which assume the molecular clock, and it produces a rooted unscaled tree. These are the some important points which can be considered under this UPGMA. Then a Fitch-Margolish method, it is complicated than the UPGMA, and it does not assume the molecular clock. It produces an unrooted scaled tree. Neighbor joining, this method tries to correct the UPGMA method for its assumption that the rate of evolution is same in all the taxa. These are the three methods which come under the distance based method. By using this method, we can prepare the different types of the phylogenetic tree. Okay, and where this distance based method is used, or it is used when there is a more variation. Okay, suppose we'll take the group of species and it is a more variant. For example, fish, then birds, then humans, then bacteria. Okay, this group has a very vast variation. Okay, so we can make a phylogenetic tree of these groups by using the distance based method. Why? Because it is used when there is a more variation or very intermediate level of similarity is present. Okay, we'll go for the second method of this phylogenetic analysis, character based method or the discrete based method. In this, tree are calculated by considering the pathway of evolution or the various possible pathways of the evolution. In this, what we have to do in this, the each alignment position as a evolutionary information to build a tree. Means each alignment position we can use as a evolutionary information to build a particular tree. Two types are there, maximum parsimony method and the maximum likelihood method. So maximum parsimony method means what? Means what is the basic of this character based method? Pathway of evolution. Okay, so what to do in maximum parsimony? We can select the one position in this phylogenetic tree. Okay, and suppose I have given the 3 number of trees to you and given the one point in that tree and said calculate the maximum parsimony. So how to calculate this? You can take that position, okay, and in that alignment or in that phylogenetic tree, and for that position compare with all the possible tree, okay, are evaluated, means 3 tree evaluated and given a score based on the number of evolutionary changes. Okay, means what? Suppose I have given the 3 trees, okay, and one point in a one tree. You have to calculate or you have to score the evolutionary changes from that point in the 3 tree also and calculate the number. And suppose 3 trees are there. Suppose tree number 2 has a less evolutionary changes. Suppose tree number 1 has a 3, tree number 2 has a 1 evolutionary changes, and tree number 3 has a 5 evolutionary changes. Then what is the maximum parsimony value? You have to take the maximum parsimony value with the fewest evolutionary changes, means which you can use tree number 2 which has only 1 evolutionary change. That is your maximum parsimony value or maximum parsimony score. Means what? Maximum parsimony is equals to the fewest evolutionary changes. Understood? Okay, here the more time consuming and used for the closely related sequences only. Maximum likelihood means what? Here maximum likelihood is equals to the maximum number of the scores. Okay, yes, in this method each position in the alignment evaluate for the all possible tree and calculate the likelihood for the each tree. The tree with the maximum likelihood is most probable tree. Okay, the tree which having the maximum number or maximum likelihood is the most probable tree. And in maximum parsimony, the tree with the fewest number or fewest evolutionary changes is a good. Okay, and here is the largest changes is a good. Okay, vice versa. It is the slowest method but gives the best result used for the any set of the sequences. Then now maximum parsimony is an important method. I'll give one example. Suppose there is the 4 nucleotide, two trees are there, 4 nucleotide change, and in another tree 15 nucleotide changes. So what is the maximum parsimony? What is the maximum parsimony? You have to take a fewest changes, fewest evolutionary number. Okay, you have to take what is the fewest evolutionary number among 4 and 15? 4. So 4 nucleotide changes is your maximum parsimony. Understood? Yes. There are some computational tools which are used for this construction of phylogenetic tree based on these two methods, distance based method and the character based method. From the distance based method there are the 5 different tools you can use in a computer. First is the DNA dist. DNA dist means what? It is a Phylip program which used for computing the distance between the DNA sequence. Then ProtDist. ProtDist means it is also a Phylip program which is used for computing the distance between the protein sequence. Then Fitch. Fitch means what? It is also computer program which used to calculate the branch length. Okay, branch length. Then Kitch. Kitch is similar to the Fitch, but here molecular clock is assumed in the Kitch. Okay, and the Neighbors method. Neighbors method is totally based on the UPGMA method. Okay, these are the 5 different tools which are used in the distance based method, and in the character based method 2 tools are there: DNA move and protparps. DNA move, in the DNA move, by using this tool DNA move, you can perform the parsimony thing, okay, maximum parsimony thing. And by using the protparps, it is based on, this method is, or this tool is based on the number of mutation and non-synonymous changes. Okay, you can use this tool for the non-synonymous changes and to find out the number of mutations. Yes, the final part, applications. What are the applications of this phylogenetic tree? The basic application of this is to find out the evolutionary relationship of the different types of the organisms, species and the genes. Okay, yes, means here you can find the relationship of the host and parasite. Means, is there any similarity between host and parasite, is their ancestor is same, you can find out by using this. Or you can find out the symbiotic species. Means, if there is a two symbiotic species, if I have taken okay, so what is the relation between these two symbiotic species, why they help each other. Okay, is their ancestor is same, is there any gene is same in between that two species, you can find out by using the phylogenetic tree. Okay, and you can also determine the infectious source of the HIV or the different types of the viruses. Then to find out the lateral transfer thing. Okay, means study whether the genes have entered the genome of species through the lateral transfer or what. Then you can investigate the out of Africa hypothesis of the human origin. Okay, there is a one hypothesis out of Africa regarding to the human origin. The clustering pattern of a tree construct from a human DNA sequence from an ethnic group around the world. Then what is the purpose to construct this phylogenetic tree, or why to construct this phylogenetic tree? To understand the human origin, then biogeography, then to understand the origin of particular traits, or the process of molecular evolution, or the origin of particular diseases, or to find out the tree which best describe the relationship between the object in a set. Usually the objects are the species. This is the main purpose to construct the phylogenetic tree. These are the some diagrams of the tree I already showed you. Line means what? Line represent the branches, that only given in this slide. Yes, rooted and unrooted phylogenetic tree. Rooted means what? Their ancestor, we know about their ancestor. And unrooted means what? We have no idea about the ancestor, where only descendant and the relationship between that taxa is given, but their ancestor is not mentioned. Means it is an unrooted phylogenetic tree. And rooted phylogenetic tree means what? The ancestor is, we know the ancestor, and from that ancestor whatever the descendant or whatever the time required for the evolution is mentioned in the rooted phylogenetic tree, while it is not in the unrooted phylogenetic tree. You can go through this both the slides to get an idea about it. Yes, in a computer, where do you go and prepare this phylogenetic tree? By using the EMBL, European Bioinformatics Institute, that is the Clustal W or Clustal X. We already performed this practical in our dry lab about the Clustal W and Clustal X. Yes, what are the further applications of this? The important application is in a medical and biological research, such as the drug discovery and the conversion or the conservation biology. Okay, and the another application in practical domains such as the conservation biology, or like the illegal whale hunting, epidemiology to predict the predictive evolution, forensic, in a dental practice, HIV transmission. Okay, gene function prediction and the drug development. Then what are the next? Then the multiple, in multiple sequence alignment also phylogenetic is important. Then protein structure prediction, gene and protein function prediction, drug designing. Then uh, it is a very important in case of bioinformatics to find out the evolution. Yes, what are the limitations of this thing phylogenetic? It is important that the tree do have the limitation. For example, tree are meant to provide the insight into a research question and not intended to represent the entire species history. Means from the tree you cannot get the entire history of that species. You just get idea where it is diverged, what changes are taken over there, and what is the ancestor. But what actually the history of that species you can't get from the phylogenetic tree. Then there are several factors like the gene transfer. It may affect the output placed into the tree. The all knowledge of limitation related to DNA degradation over time must be considered. Yes, especially in the case of evolutionary tree aimed as ancient or extinct organism. This is also important thing. These are the some limitations of phylogenetic tree. Yes, that's it about all phylogenetic tree, its application, its methodology, which tools are used in this. I also mentioned one link of the molecular phylogenetic tree. You can go through that link. Okay, yes, and in a description box I have mentioned one Google feedback form. So go through this Google feedback form. If you like my video or if you like this lecture, then please do fill that Google form. Thank you.